Hello, my name is Evelyn, and I will be presenting today a therapeutic roleplay session based in cognitive behavioral family therapy. And please keep in mind that everything you'll be seeing is fictional and is just for the purpose of a submission to HUS3351 Family Systems class. Down below, you'll see a description of Carly's codependent issue, and I hope you enjoy.
Hi, Carly. Thank you for taking the time to be here today. I look forward to chatting with you. How's your Monday going?
Hi, me too. Mondays are always a little hectic with the kids' schedules. My oldest just started middle school across town. And my husband is coming home tonight, which isn't always easy for me. Actually, that's the reason I wanted to talk to you.
Well, I appreciate you going out of your way, especially on a chaotic day, to talk to me. Before we get started, I'd like to briefly introduce myself. My name is Evelyn, and I recently graduated with my master's from XYZ University in marriage and family therapy, and I'm a trauma-informed specialist. In my free time, I love reading.
Oh, nice. I grew up near XYZ. I also love reading.
That's good to know. If I ever come across any books that I think you'd be interested in, I will be sure to let you know. In regards to our meeting, I wanted to discuss a little bit about what you can expect from our sessions and what's required of you. This space is a safe place for you to express yourself, be vulnerable, and receive guidance. In any moment, if you have any questions or concerns, or if you do not want to continue, please let me know and know that I'm here to hear you and support you. I believe that you and I are partners in this therapeutic process, and you have the right to agree or disagree with any of my recommendations. The sheet that I sent you is a copy of our contract where you can read about your rights as a client, confidentiality, termination, referrals, cancellation, appointment information, and my contact info. Please sign a copy for our office. Our sessions will generally run 45 to 55 minutes in length, and all I ask of you is to show up with an open mind and an open heart, ready to put to use what we've learned inside and outside of session. I'd also like to meet every other week on whatever day works best for you. Please keep in mind that I am required to keep records of our meetings. So if you see me with a pen and paper jotting down notes, just know that this is to help track your progress and create the best treatment plan possible. A copy of these records is available to you upon request. And of course, if you ever need immediate attention, please call 911 or refer to the resource page that I sent you. All right, I know that was a handful. Do you have any questions?
No?
All right, I see you filled out the questionnaire I sent you. Did you find anything surprising? How did you feel filling that out?
Well, I knew that my relationship with my husband has gotten worse over the years, but I suppose I'm shocked to see how disconnected we are. Maybe this is why he's been drinking so much.
How would your husband's drinking have something to do with you?
I don't know. I just know I stress him out a lot. And when he is on work trips, he doesn't drink, just when he's with me. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. Then again, my dad was the same way with my mom, and they've been married 40 years.
I see. Okay, thanks for sharing. And can you tell me a little bit about your relationship with your husband?
Yes, we are high school sweethearts, married for 14 years. Right off the bat, as newlyweds, we had 4 kids under 5. One set of twin girls who are now 9 years old, another girl who is 10, and one boy who is 11. We have always had a really sweet relationship and are inseparable, but I feel like things have changed over the years.
Oh, wow. I'm sure the kids keep you very busy. Being a mother has to be one of the most difficult jobs in the world. So, apart from keeping up the house and making sure the kids get where they need to go, what do you do during a typical week?
You are right. That's nice to hear. I feel like sometimes it's not appreciated. Tuesdays and Thursdays, the kids have soccer practice. Every other Monday are PTSA school meetings. I am also the troop leader for the Twins Girl Scout group that meets on Wednesdays. On Sundays, I take the kids to church, and then we have a play date with one of the neighbors who's a single mom, so I try to help around the house while the kids play in the backyard.
Okay, I can tell that you have a really full schedule. On a scale of 1 to 10, apart from seeing your kids happy, how much of those activities bring you joy?
Well, not much. I'd say a 2. But I can't say no to helping the neighbor. She's struggling a lot. I do enjoy going to church on Sundays, but I wish my husband would join us so we look like a proper happy family. I know the kids miss spending time with him too. When we were in high school, we used to go to a youth group together, and we always looked forward to one day taking our kids to church as a family. But it seems like we lost that.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you have your church community and a Sunday routine that you enjoy. I can tell you play an important part in the community. Is there a specific time or event when you feel like you and your husband kind of started to disconnect?
I don't know. I try to be the perfect wife and mom. I don't know how things ended up like this. I know he's felt a lot of stress at work and he hasn't spent much time at home since his new position requires him to travel weekly.
And what is it like when your husband is home?
Feels empty. Of course, I don't tell him that because I don't want to make him feel bad or be mad at me for saying that. But I spent all week looking forward to him coming home. I even make him his favorite dinner and he doesn't even acknowledge what I've done or ask how my week went. I feel ignored and all he likes to do is watch TV and drink beer.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about when you feel these problems are a little bit better or when they're worse?
Yeah, when he arrives home from work trips on a Saturday, I feel like the tensions are lower. The kids are at home playing, I'm a bit more relaxed, and he has a day to rest. Sometimes when he comes home on Saturdays, he will even join us for church the next day. Everything goes downhill when he comes home on a school night. The kids are up late waiting for his hug, and then he gets irritated when they want to show him all their artwork and things from the week, and he forces me to be the bad guy and make them go to bed without having any time with their dad. It really irritates me because they've looked forward all week to seeing him, and then he makes me cut their 10 minutes of bonding time short to go to bed.
I can imagine how frustrating that must be. What are some behaviors that you highly value in your husband and him to you?
Well, I really loved it when we put the kids to sleep and then unwind with ice cream and talk about the week. I think my husband probably appreciates the little things I do, like printing out his boarding passes before work trips.
I'm sure he does. And how do you think your husband would react if you showed up later tonight with his favorite ice cream, a funny movie, and asked him to unwind together?
I think he'd be taken aback, but pleasantly. I do think he would still want to drink, though.
Okay. It seems like his drinking is a real concern to you, but you mentioned when he's working, he doesn't drink. Do you think he sees his drinking as a problem?
No, he thinks he's entitled to drink because he spends the rest of the week working to provide for our family, and that's inconsiderate of me to ask him not to drink.
Okay, I see. Have you asked him to restrict things before?
Yeah, I suppose I have. Last summer, I asked him to cut back on nights out with the boys because I felt like it was a distraction from our family.
And how did he react to that?
Same way he did with drinking. He did it more. I feel like out of spite.
Okay, I want to get a little creative here. I want you to imagine that when you wake up tomorrow, all of the relationship problems that you came to therapy for just magically disappeared without you knowing. What are the first things you've noticed throughout the day? How would things be different?
Oh, I like this question. I would wake up and my husband would be eager to have breakfast with me and the kids. Then, when he leaves for work, he would thank me for printing out his boarding pass and taking care of the kids while he's gone. When he would get home from the trip, he would first hug and kiss me to say hello and then spend some well awaited quality time with the kids, tuck them into bed. Then we would cuddle up with ice cream and talk about the week.
Sweet. And how would that make you feel?
Like the old days, I sometimes get so insecure about myself because I feel like he isn't interested in me anymore. But having these little moments together would really make me feel seen and loved. And I really enjoy watching him with the kids.
Thank you for sharing, Carly. I want to shift gears a little bit. Earlier, you mentioned your dad. Do you see any correlation between your relationship with your husband versus with your dad?
Yeah, well, growing up with my dad, he worked a lot too and spent his free time drinking, which was a scene my mom wouldn't let his kids be around. But I remember going above and beyond to try to get his attention. I guess that's one of my fears. I don't want our kids to have the same experience, doing anything to get a sliver of their dad's attention.
Okay. Do you think that considering your upbringing, maybe you're feeling extra strong feelings about your husband's drinking, despite him being a completely different person than your father?
Now that you bring it up, yes, maybe it does hit a nerve with me. Nothing good comes out of drinking.
Have you ever told your husband about your concerns of repeating childhood traumas and that your upset with the drinking might have less to do with him and more with your past experiences with alcohol?
No, I don't want to burden him with any of my feelings.
Okay. Carly, do you mind if I share with you some supporting evidence about adult children of alcoholics and codependency?
Sure, I've never heard it.
Great. So, as the name implies, adult children of alcoholics are adults who had similar childhood experiences as you had with your dad. And now they have some unfavorable characteristics because of those experiences. This can include feeling the need to put others' needs before yours, looking to please people, avoiding being alone, hypersensitive to any changes in a relationship, anxiety, and this can contribute to a codependent relationship. I'm going to go over some traits about codependency I just want you to raise your hand with anything that resonates with you.
Okay.
Feeling responsible for solving others' problems. Offering advice, even if it isn't asked for. Poor communication regarding feelings, wants, or needs. Difficulty adjusting to change. Expecting others to do as you say. Difficulty making decisions. Chronic anger. Feeling used or underappreciated. Okay, thank you. That's a lot to be feeling. What do you think after going through that list?
I feel less alone, like maybe I'm not the only one who's ever felt these things.
Don't worry, you are not alone. Children of any parent who was not able to be there for them either physically or emotionally are prone to develop codependency in adulthood. It's not a disease or anything that's uncurable. We'll work on this topic throughout our next sessions.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
Good. Could I challenge you at some point this week to try to just take 15 minutes for yourself to journal, preferably at a park or in some place comfortable with few distractions? This can be a free write where you can just put your thoughts on the paper, or I can give you some prompts. Those prompts would be, what does self-love look like or mean to you? How would your close friends describe you?
Yes, I will definitely make time to do that.
I'm happy to hear that. And next session, if you're willing to share, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Also, earlier you mentioned you enjoy reading. What kind of genres do you like?
I love autobiographies and poetry.
You have great taste. Well, we are about done for today, Carly. Did you have any questions or comments? How are you feeling?
I feel good. Thank you. I look forward to meeting again in 2 weeks. I feel more hopeful than this is just a bump in the road. I'm going to try to ease up on my husband's behavior. Maybe he's feeling just as overwhelmed and tired as I am.
That's great insight. And I'm proud of you for being here and dedicating yourself to improving your relationships. That's very admirable. I'll see you in 2 weeks, and I hope you can see your husband and enjoy your family time today.
Okay. Thanks, Evelyn.
Thanks. Bye-bye.